welcome to episode 25 of the best episodes of Credit 101. The original episode was actually 87 of Credit 101. Don't forget, it's 206 episodes there. These are just the best ones. I just made 30 videos talking about the best ones, and I created documents and dispute letters, worksheets, checklists for you all, and guides. And one of the things that we're talking about now is we have an actionable step-by-step guide on how to actually fix the medical debt on your credit reports, what you have to do. And it tells you step-by-step what you need to do, and you can actually check it off. So that's what we created now. If you guys are in a membership and you're watching this video, thank you for already having a membership. Go ahead and download the guide down below. It's over 40 different guides and dispute letters. So over 40 different things I created for you guys. And it's over 200 videos in the membership. So definitely, I'm happy that you guys are here. If you don't have a membership, it's literally $1 for the first 7 days, and then after that it's going to be less than $10 per month. At least at the time of recording, it's $9.99 per month. So go ahead and get your membership. There's no reason why you shouldn't already have it. But let's get into this actionable guide on how to actually remove this medical debt from your credit reports. If you guys have medical debts, this is just how you do it. I'm just gonna say this, let's spill. I just hate when people, you want to hear all the facts about a medical debt, and it's like, listen, if it's a medical debt, this is what you need to do, period. Not, oh, this is how it could have came on there and all that. No. This is what you need to do. We need to get it off, period. And that's the energy I need to have when it come down to these accounts. So if I seem so direct, that's only because I think that we need to be more direct with this stuff, okay? So please forgive me if you feel like it's so direct. But let's get right on into it. Now, this is the actual guide. And the thing is, it's telling you step by step what you need to do to resolve a medical debt, and also to improve your credit. And that's if it's already on your credit report, because if it was added to your credit report, it's already hurting your credit. Okay. And let me say this, all paid medical debt should not be on your credit reports. If you already have a paid medical debt, you need to just start disputing that debt right away and tell them to remove that debt from your credit report because it is paid. If they don't want to remove it, do like I did and start suing companies. You know, that's what I had to do. Like, period. Don't play with them. It should be off your credit report if it's already been paid. That's something that came out. It's actual law. And then I have more things about medical debt on there. So definitely look into that. So the first step is to review your medical debt and to review your insurance. So request an itemized bill. So contact whoever it is that had this debt and ask them for itemized bill. Look for any errors. Was there any duplicate charges or services that you did not receive? Y'all will not understand how many errors could be on these different things. And to be honest with you, as long as my insurance took it, I didn't care about no errors. But these companies do. They put the extra errors in there sometimes on purpose. So just double check to see if there wasn't any errors, and if there were errors, make sure you dispute that with them. So dispute any errors that they you may have. If you have insurance coverage at the time, check with the insurance provider to ensure that this is going to be processed. Sometimes they may deny the claim, or this may not fall under your insurance, and that's why you have to pay it. But just double check with your insurance. They may pay it for you. You just get it out the way right then and there. If you see any errors, you guys, make sure you send a dispute letter to these companies that have the error. If it's not on your credit report, send a letter to that company, like whoever, maybe you went to the hospital, send a letter to the hospital and send it certified. Okay. Send it certified mail. And that's going to show that you actually sent it, and you're going to be able to track that they actually got whatever letter that you had sent out to them. Now, the next thing is, I want you guys to negotiate your medical bills. And let me go back. Negotiate the medical bills. It's not only time I would think about ever negotiating a medical bill if it's something that's like, dang, I really do want to pay y'all. If I had that thought, I really do want to pay y'all. This debt is not super old. I just got it. You telling me I got this medical debt. Okay, fine. How can I resolve it? I would think about paying at that time. If this is an old medical debt, this thing been out there, it's on your credit report, a merit collector, some company got it and they've been reporting it. I'm not finna settle those accounts. If it's on my credit report, at that point we have to battle. I'm sorry, because you're not the original person I took the money from anyway. You're a collection company. So this is for, hey, they just told you owe it, or maybe it was from a few months ago. It's not on your credit reports or anything like that. It's just that you ain't got a service. Like, oh, I forgot about that. Try to negotiate with them. period. But if it's on your credit report, y'all need to go the disputing route, period. Like, seriously, that's what I would do. I would just go full on disputing route. I just have to throw that out there. Because you can get to the point where you ain't gonna pay that debt at all, and it's off your credit report, and they can give you some money for it too, for reporting it. So if it's on your credit report, that's different. Now, something that you can say to them if you want to negotiate it with them, you can say, hey, I'm struggling to pay this bill in full. Do you offer any discounts, any payment plans, or financial assistance options? I have to do that. Like, what's the payment plan option? Y'all got a payment plan on this, especially if it's a large amount. You probably got the money for it, but if they can stretch it out, let them stretch it. That's how you stay. Well, just go ahead and stretch it if you can. If it has been sent to a collection agency, go through the disputing process, y'all, because then y'all have HIPAA rights and stuff like that. But you could technically negotiate with the collection company. Maybe you like, Ricky, I don't have time for none of this stuff. I really don't, honestly. I'm going to just pay them that money. And if you decide you want to pay them money, fine. Go ahead and negotiate. Try to see if you have it for less. So you can say something like, I'd like to settle this debt, but I cannot afford the full balance. Would you be willing to settle for, if it's $100, hey, would you be willing to settle for $30? $20, something like that. Let them bring the amount up. And I'm thinking about the $40. But let them bring the amount up, honestly. Request a payment plan. I said that if you cannot pay the full amount, or maybe it's just a large amount, you're like, I ain't nobody gonna be paying y'all $2,000 right now. Like, especially if they can spread it out, let them spread it out, but be realistic on what you can pay every month, because if you fall behind, you can create problems. Now, with the collection company, if they're gonna do a pay for deletion, fine, go ahead and do a pay for deletion. But at the same time, I still suggest you doing like I did, like, fight with them, because don't even, like, I just don't want to come out of pocket for certain things. I guess that's just where I'm at with it. It's a collection company. I'm just gonna fight with them. I guess that's where I'm at. If I have to pay, I'll pay. But still, if they don't have the right proof, you just paying it because it's on your credit report and you feel some type of way, then you're going the wrong way about it. You about to buy a house and you literally just got this debt on there and you need to get certain debt off or something like that, then, and you in an emergency, it's stopping you right then and there, then maybe you just want to settle. But ask them to, if you pay a certain amount, would they be able to settle the amount at this price? And then also too, would they be able to do like a pay for delete, where you pay them and they'll delete it from your credit report? Some companies like Portfolio Recovery already do that, but try to see if you can get it in writing. And a lot of times it won't be in writing. Dispute the account like any other collection, just put on there HIPAA violations, and then monitor your credit reports and look at your credit scores to see if these accounts are coming off, and make sure you maintain a positive credit history, like paying all your bills on time, use your credit responsibly, and consider a secure card if you're not even building your credit. If you need professional help, definitely check out my exclusive credit membership at Rickita.com, because we can definitely look at your credit reports and possibly help you with something like this. Now, that's really top to bottom of everything you need to do, is whether you're going to settle this debt out, or you're going to fight them in court because it's on your credit report. Like, literally, like, what else you gonna do? Or maybe it's not the statute of limitations, so you ain't doing anything. Like, you just, what y'all gonna do? Like, you just sitting on it. That's what I call sitting on it. Like, do y'all understand when I say that? Like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm just gonna sit here, like, nothing. Like, you can't sue me because it's past statute of limitations. Maybe you're gonna sit on it, like, and not do nothing. Like, hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. But if you guys don't have a membership, get it. It's $1 trial for 7 days. And I made it so that in the new year, y'all do these different things, y'all credit can be popping, because I just know how much credit really changed my life and gave me so many opportunities, and helped me out when I really needed it. If you guys had a membership, download the guide down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, welcome to the best episodes of Credit 101. This is episode 26, but the original episode, Credit 101, is actually the 100th episode. And I remember when I did my 100th episode, I didn't even believe I recorded 100 videos on credit, like a targeted thing. And I created a full course, Credit 101 course. So definitely, if you guys are watching this in the course, thank you so much for getting the course. I created so much cool stuff. As you can see, you have this guide, this checklist that I created for selling things and decluttering things. I have an actual checklist here that you guys can actually download. Just download it down below. You can be able to download it. If you guys don't have a membership, it's literally $1 for the first 7 days. And at the time of recording this, let me say this, at the time of recording this, it's $9.99, less than $10 a month. You get dispute letters in there, checklists, guides, worksheets, and it's over 40 of them, over 200 videos. I know it's very worth it. I wish I had this. If I had this, I would have been a beast even faster. Literally, I would have literally been a beast even faster. But let's get into this decluttering checklist, because it's a lot that you guys can go through. And I've been watching a lot of Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey had me pay off one of my video. I can't even say, oh my gosh. He helped me pay off one of my what is wrong? I want to say vehicles. I'm not going to say vehicles because I'm keep saying videos and vehicles. I have recorded a lot of videos today, though. Let me say that. He helped me pay off one of my cars in less than 2 years. And it was intense, as he'll call it, Gazelle intense. It was very intense. But he talked about selling items, getting rid of items that you have, because you can use that extra money for items that you're not using. You can use extra money to actually pay off your debt. So that's why I wanted to talk about this declutter and sell checklist. And then maybe you're a baby hoarder like me. I like to keep stuff. You need to declutter too. Let's get rid of some stuff. It helps clear up our mind for sure. Okay, so let's get into this checklist. Again, if you had a membership, you can go ahead and download it and literally print it out and check it. I'm going to go. I haven't went through this honestly myself. I created this because it's something I have to go through. I'm going to spend all November going through this, like just really getting everything together and decluttering all the different areas. But you guys definitely had this checklist. So download it, print it out, and let's go and start checking some of this stuff off. So the first thing is you have to identify the clutter areas in your home. So this checklist right here is going to help you clean out unwanted or unused items. And it not only is create more space, but it's going to generate extra income too, which is what we want. So you want to turn your clutter into some quick cash that you can use for, like I said, paying off debt or whatever you want to use it for. You got stuff sitting around that you don't even use anyway, might as well sell it. So identify the different clutter areas in your home. Go through your closet. Do you need to declutter your closets? Yes or no? Your garage? Yes or no? Your basement or your storage room? Yes or no? Your kitchen cabinets? Yes or no? Your bedrooms, living room, your home office? The kids' room, or any other room. If you find something else, put a yes there, okay? And start decluttering out that different area. So identify the different items that you can sell. So you can do a yard sale. I see a lot of communities do like group yard sales. You guys can do like OfferUp or Marketplace. I bought plenty of stuff off of OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, and it was nice stuff. It was very nice stuff. So you can also do the same thing. You can sell your stuff there. So let's identify the different items you can sell, such as clothing. You got jackets, shoes, accessories. Yes or no? Electronics. Is your extra phones you have, laptops, gaming consoles that you're not using? Yes or no? What about furniture? Is it extra chairs, couches, tables, etc.? Yes or no? What about your kitchenware, small appliances, and your dishes? Yes or no? Um, Toys, video games, board games, action figures? Yes or no? Bikes, fitness gear, etc. You got books, DVDs, any type of records? Yes or no? You can sell these different things. Power tools, garden equipment, any antiques, rare items, memorabilia? Yes or no? Your watches, rings, or necklaces for your jewelry? These are all things that you can sell. So after you do that, you have to research like the selling prices. So to research selling prices, if you can go on eBay, eBay. Oh my gosh, I told you I got one more video after this. I have to stop it. I have to stop this. You have eBay, you guys, for electronics, collectibles, your clothing. You just need to put the price there for some of the items. You got Facebook Marketplace, something I listed, furniture, toys, home items, Craigslist. You can do large items and appliances there. Poshmark, that's for clothes. You got Offer Up. And then you have like the local consignment shops too that can do like your furniture, your clothing, and your toys. So you have multiple places. So you want to choose where you want to sell stuff at, and you want to actually list it here. So go ahead and list the different places that you want to sell, and then you have to put whether or not you listed it there. Okay. And again, it's multiple websites. Are you going to list stuff on these different websites? Now you got to prepare for this sale for the different items. Is it good? You know, especially electronics. Is it good? Does it need to work? Is it clean? Fix? Do you need to clean it, fix it, or improve it? Is it any prep work needed? So you have an area where you can put the stuff that need prep work. And also taking photos and writing descriptions for some of your main items. Have you taken photos of the item? Have you written a description? Yes or no? And you can actually, for some of these worksheets, you might want to add more. I always tell y'all, get an extra notebook and put step number 6 and then list the extra things there. You know the format of it, and then you can staple this to it or just have it with it. And you maybe you got 20 items you need to list here, and you want to make sure you keep track of each one of them. Get you a notebook and literally write it in and put step number 6. Act like you're doing homework. Step number 6 and put the item, and you know you can make your own little chart like this on your paper. And then set the prices and negotiate. So you can set the prices that you want, but put the minimum price that you have accepted, that you're going to accept for an item, especially if you got somebody that's helping you with it. Maybe you have your spouse, some family, your kids, I don't know, whoever you have. Maybe you want to put a price here. So if they're texting people, messaging people back, they'll know the minimum price. They'll know what to ignore and what not to ignore. So manage your sales and your payments. So the item sold, the selling platform, the price that it's sold for, and then have you received a payment for it? Ship or deliver the items. Maybe they're picking it up too, but you can just track it here. Sometimes you can ship it online, and then after that, just enjoy the extra cash that you have. So you can consider putting this towards debt savings or just investing for your future. But make sure that you use the extra income wisely, or it's for off or not. Don't say, I'm gonna use extra income to do this, this, and that. No, use it wisely. And decluttering not only frees up space, but it also provides you with extra cash. By following this checklist, you can turn your unused items into quick income while creating a more organized home. And happy selling with this, you guys. So hopefully this checklist is going to be great for you guys. But I think that if you guys want to sell things, I think this is a great checklist for people that want to get started. I also listen to Gary V talk about selling things, going to garage sales and buying stuff and reselling it. So it can be a great thing, and this can be something that your kids can actually use too. If you want to have them sell some of their items, you can use this format, such as, you know, listing your items. You can use that format. Again, just get y'all a notebook and write it down. Step number 1, is there anything? 2, 3. And you can just always keep these. And since I have a lot of children that I'm gonna have to teach certain things to, I'm happy that I created this. I do have a teen course coming soon, and I'm planning on going a little bit lower too than just teens, the actual little bitty kids. But these worksheets are very necessary. So some of these worksheets I am going to have for the teens course, because they're going to need this stuff. I'd rather teach them about this very young, so that they're not adults trying to learn this. They can be on the next step, like, baby, what kind of stocks we need to have, you know, what type of property should we be buying, what should we invest in. That's the things I really want my kids to focus on. I do not want them focusing on stuff like this, but they need to know this stuff. So I want to teach them while they're young, so that they can know how to avoid it. But if they fall in the trap, they know how to pick themselves up. So that's what this information is about. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Go ahead and download the checklist down below if you had a membership. If you don't have a membership, again, it's $1 for the 7-day trial. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, welcome to episode 27 of the best episodes of Credit 101. The original episode for this was actually 118. So I actually created a worksheet for you guys to help you guys prioritize what debts to pay off, because you need to figure out what debts to pay off first. Now, let me say this. I have been listening to Dave Ramsey. It's been changing my mind on some of the things that I think. And then I'm not all the way sold in terms of like the snowball method. But I create a worksheet that you can still do the snowball method in terms of figuring out what debts to pay off first, or you can actually do the avalanche method, which I'm going to talk about. And then you got another one that's just, it's emergency. Like which one is going to hurt you right now? Which one do you have to drop the money for right now? That's a whole different situation. I don't care where this debt is at. If it's something you need to pay right now or something bad is going to happen, you need to pay that debt like right now. Okay. Like if you going through a foreclosure, I don't want you to think about, oh, I got this one credit card I need. No, you might need to figure the foreclosure out, especially if you want to keep your house. So you got those 3 different things you want to think about. But with this worksheet, you guys will be able to actually list your debts, the amounts that you owe, the interest rate, the minimum payment, what's the current balance, and then figure out what's the priority of them all. You guys can actually with these worksheets, it's good to write in the worksheets, but also get a notebook. If I were you, I'll get a notebook and actually write these different things side by side, like list all your credit cards in your notebook and actually prioritize paying it that way, or doing a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet may be too much for y'all, I don't know, but get a notebook, just write this stuff down, and once it's paid, just put a check mark, or I like to highlight it now. I just love stuff that's just highlighted like that. But yeah, let's get into the worksheet because I'm going to go on and on about nothing. So let's look at the actual debt price. Let's look at this worksheet because I can't not saying even talk today. Now, the step 1 is to list all your debts. You got credit cards. Go ahead and list the name of the credit cards, the total amount owed, what's the interest rate, what's the minimum payment, what's your current balance, like the whole balance. And then we're going to talk about priority after we finish listing all of the other debts. Do you have any personal loans? If you don't have a personal loan, you can literally cross this out and put your next credit card too. You'll have an auto loan, you already paid that off, or you don't have a car, go ahead and put some other debts here. But student loans, your auto loans, medical debts, or just other. And then you kind of have some room too where you can list even more. If you, like me, you got so many different credit cards, so many different things. If you have debts that you have to actually pay off, then you can list those other ones here. But again, you want to fill in all this information, not priority. Priority is going to be based off of number 2. This is how you're going to prioritize your debt. You got the debt avalanche. That's when you guys are going to prioritize paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. And this is going to minimize the total interest that you pay over time. So you're going to save more money in the long run. And then you also got the debt snowball. And this is you're going to prioritize paying the smallest debt first. This strategy gives you a quick win and it builds momentum as you see your debts disappear faster. So you have to pick which one you're going to choose. Now, I'm going to say, like Dave Ramsey did say, go with the lowest debt first. He did say that. And when I first started listening to him years ago, I paid my car off. It was less than 2 years. That was my highest interest rate. Why wouldn't I pick that? That's what I thought. But then again, I didn't continue on with certain debts right away. So maybe it is some type of mental thing where maybe if I was paying like the smallest ones and then got up to that one, I still would have paid her. I don't know. Pick which one you want to pick, but definitely look into Dave Ramsey if you guys have debts, because it's a big thing. I definitely want to say that it's debt. If you guys have debt, definitely look into him. But I still like the avalanche method because I want to pay the one with the highest interest first. I really still do want to do that. That still will be my first mind. Calculate your monthly payment plan. So you have to determine how much you're going to pay. What's the minimum payment? Calculate that. If you have extra income, whichever one had the highest interest, you're going to put it on that one first. So maybe you have the highest interest on your auto loan. So you're going to put, all of the extra payments on that. And then the total for this month is going to be everything here. If you're not going to put extra payments on a credit card because you want to start with the highest interest first, which is the auto loan, then you can go ahead and just put zeros there because you're not putting any money on that, and then put the totals all together. Now, keep in mind too, you guys, you have to figure out what method you're going to be paying them off. So what I would do is I would put numbers here, or even the original too. Make sure these numbers are in order based off of what you chose in step number 2. So if your auto loan was number 1 because it's the highest interest, go with that first. Then your student loans was next because like me, you don't hold a balance on your credit cards. You're not going to have debt there. You're going to pay that immediately anyway. So maybe that's not really necessarily a priority for you. Maybe you have other debts like an auto loan, student loans, things like that. So go ahead and calculate the amounts you're going to pay every month. And then make sure you monitor your progress. So track your balance every month. That's what I would say. And don't forget that notebook. Get the notebook or print this out multiple times if you need to. If you need that this section multiple times, or you just put the month on it. I sometimes would do things like that. Like how I like this part of it. I would probably print this 12 times and have it for the next year, and I'll just put the January, February, March. It just made it simple and print it back to back, like step number 4. That's what I would personally do sometimes. But what's your starting balance, what's your current balance, and what's the amount that you actually paid altogether? So this is how you can be able to track it and revisit and adjust. If you find out that, you have a higher interest rate somewhere else and you want to pay that one first, then switch it up. If you find out you don't want to do the snowball no more, you want to go with the highest interest because you got momentum and you realize you're putting money on debts that don't even charge you interest, then do that. If you want to go to snowball because you're like, no, let me do that, let me just knock out the small ones, then do that too. But celebrate your milestones no matter what. So you paid off your first debt. When did you pay it off? And what type of reward did you give yourself? Again, I always rewarded myself with snacks. I'm going to now reward myself with facials and massages because my face and my body could never get enough of that. But instead of me rewarding myself with treats, but definitely put the date that you achieved it and the reward you gave yourself. When you reduce your total debt by 20%, what did you do to reward yourself? You pay off the high interest debt. Maybe you paid off your car. What you going to do to reward yourself? Now we have some final tips here too. Make sure you guys are using this worksheet and you have a clear strategy when you're using this, and understand that you can do whatever is best for you. Understand that these are just guides. You don't have to totally follow these things. Find out what's good for you. But what I found, no matter what, is that you're going to need self-discipline. Like, period. It's nothing around it. You're going to need self-discipline. So whatever you decide to do, it's going to work as long as you stay on it and you continue to put money towards whatever you're paying off. And if you guys have the membership, go ahead and download it. If you guys don't have a membership, it's $1 for 7 days, literally. And it's $9.99 at the time of recording. So definitely get your membership, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, welcome to episode 28 of the best episodes of Credit 101. So in this episode, we're going to talk about debt validation. And the original episode for this was episode 132 of Credit 101, if you guys want to go back and reference it. Now, with this one, you guys, this is really for those companies that send you a letter in the mail saying, hey, we have a new debt for you, and the amount of this debt is $1,000. We got it from Capital One. Maybe it's with Midland Credit Management. We have this debt for you. You have to send them a debt validation notice. And on that notice that you guys, if you want to make sure that this is the right notice, on that notice, they should say something like, if we don't hear from you in 30 days, we're going to assume that account is yours and we're going to put on your credit report. So once you guys see that information right there saying, hey, if you don't respond to this in 30 days, you need to send a response. Okay. So this letter that I'm going to, that you guys should already have. If you guys have the membership Credit 101, you guys should be able to just download it right below, because this is the same thing. Like, this is the video that you're going to watch inside the membership, but you guys have the downloadables, which is perfect. So it's $1 trial for those people that don't have it for 7 days. And then after that, it's only $9.99. You guys have checklists in there, worksheets in there, guides in there, with information that's very, very important, and personalized dispute letters new personalized dispute letters that I made just for Credit 101. So definitely get your membership down below. Now, I want to go right over the dispute letter. If you guys have any questions and you're in a membership, go ahead and put a comment down below. I'll answer the question in the membership. That's a great way to make sure that I answer your question. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you can put a comment right there on YouTube, or wherever you have, put the comment there. Now, when it comes to debt validation, I'm going to give you an example of, I'm going to kind of go over my case that I had with Midland, because me and Midland, we did have court together because I sued them. So I sued them basically saying that they're trying to get an account that's not correct. They never gave me any type of real validation of this account. And I sent out a validation of debt letter as soon as I was aware of the account, and they did not give me the correct things, and it was reporting to the credit bureaus without validation. So for those people that need to send out a collection letter similar, maybe you having the same problems, like they asking for a amount that's not right. They never gave me no proof of this account. They got this on my credit reports, and I don't even know if this is really real. Then this is a dispute letter for you. Now, you have 30 days to send this out after they send you the letter saying that they have a new debt for you, or also after they call you. If a collection company call you, double check this with an attorney. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice, but I know, when he said in reference of me, I know if a collection company call me, I know my rights in terms of they're required to still send me out a notice. They can't just call me. They still have to send me out a notice, I believe within 5 days of that call. Basically that notice that would say, hey, if you don't ask for validation of this account, or you do not respond or anything like that, we're going to assume that account is yours. They're going to send out that letter for me. They have to send out that letter for me. But for those people that probably already got the account in your credit report, because that's how I learned about it. I never got any type of validation. I never got any letters from the collection company saying that I have this debt. I just seen it pop up on that credit report. If that's the case, then first you have to dispute it with the credit bureau saying, hey, this account should not be there. And then you can send out this debt validation letter. That's just it's a certain method that you have to go through to dispute accounts. And you guys have to understand that, because once you know how to do one account, you really should know how to do the rest of them. It's the same method. Now let's actually go ahead and look at this dispute letter. So it's a few things that I do want you guys to know about the dispute, the debt validation request template that I created. Is you want to make sure you keep records, keep copies of this letter, any responses that you receive from the debt collector. That's going to be very, very important. Try to track them, keep them all in order so you can know which ones you send. Make sure all of them have dates on them, because that's how you can track things, by actually putting dates on things. So make sure that you guys have dates on these different things, and you know whether or not they actually sent you a response, because you're keeping track of everything. Now, the next thing is, please send by certified mail. Send a certified mail, you guys, so you have proof that your letter was actually received. These collection companies are going to lie, because I didn't seen it. We never got that. I didn't know anything. I didn't know you sent out a dispute. Yeah, here's my certified receipt. This is what you guys will actually send. This is what you're going to actually mail your letters with, certified mail. This is going to be $5 and some change, but it's going to be worth it, because they're going to let you know when your letter was actually received, because it's going to be, if you guys send out this letter and this account is on your credit reports, or if it's not even on your credit reports, they can't even start to try to put on your credit reports, especially if you within those 30 days. If you didn't send it certified and they say, oh, I put on your credit report because you never said anything, then it's like you don't have any proof, But if you send it certified and they put on your credit report within the 30 days, they never even waited for any type of response from you, then they're in the wrong. So make sure you guys send it certified. That way, when they actually got it, how long it took for them to give you a response. You can track this. Okay. Now, this is what I was telling you guys. Under the FDCPA, not the FCRA, but the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Under the FDCPA, debt collectors are required to stop collection efforts until they validate the debt. So monitor their response closely. Like I told y'all, they cannot just throw this in a credit report and they have not even validated the debt yet. And make sure you check your certified receipt for the delivery date, and then pull your annualcreditreport.com credit reports exactly 30 days after the delivery date to make sure that account is deleted. If it is not deleted, then you guys, and they never sent you any proof, then you have bigger problems in terms of with Midland. They kept that account on my credit reports. I'm like, y'all are kidding me. Y'all want me to really sue and show the process. But they kept it on my credit report, so I had to sue them, and because they did not send me the correct verification. So by using this debt validation request template, you can protect yourself from unfair collection practices and ensure that the debt in question is valid. Now let's actually go over this, and I want you guys to understand this when it come down to these debts. don't overthink it. Send out the letter and send it certified. Like that's all I gotta say, because sometimes I overthink things. So like, don't overthink it. Send out the letter and send it certified. I'm not going to go over the complete letter. I'm going to talk to you guys about what you need to put on here. Send this letter out and send it certified. Don't overthink it. If you do not get a response, then you need to do the response follow-up, which is in a different episode. I believe that's like episode 13 of Credit 101. You need to go there and do a follow-up letter. And if they're still putting this account on your credit report and not do what they need to do, then you need to think about what you're going to do next. And what my next thing is actually suing them. But we talk about that in exclusive credit membership. So if you guys don't have access to that, please go to the exclusive credit membership so that you guys can learn more about stuff like that. So put your name here, your address, your email address, your phone number. Put today's date, whatever it is, the debt collector's name, address, city, state, and zip code. You should see this on the letter, or if it's on your credit report and you're sending out a follow-up, then you can Google them and find out what that is. And you want to actually put your account number here and then the debt collector's name. Keep all of the information that's after that. Leave all the information really the same. Is you're requesting special documents from these companies. And then all the way at the bottom, you want to put your first and last name. Like, it's literally as simple as that. Fill that out. Uh-oh, I wasn't even showing my screen this whole time, but that's fine. Let me show you for those people that haven't seen it. Because you don't have the membership. If you already have a membership, you'd be like, oh, I already got a key. I see what you're talking about. But again, it's $1 down below, 7-day trial. Put your name, your address, city, state, and zip codes, your email address, your phone number, the date, the name of the collection company, the address, city, state, and zip code, and the account number, and then the debt collector name. And then all the way at the bottom, you'll put your name again as like your signature. So that is the information that you have to fill out, and then that will be this letter here, which is the debt validation request template. So definitely make sure you guys send it out. Do not overthink it. The thing that you really want to make sure that you do is just send it out. I'm telling you guys, sending it out, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not gonna do it, and then you just forget, and now you don't have any, you messed up now. So basically, just make sure that you all send it. Don't overthink it, okay? Don't overthink it. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you don't have your membership, get your membership today. It's only $1 for a 7-day trial. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Hey, welcome to the best episodes of Credit 101. This is episode 29. It's literally just one more left for the best episodes of Credit 101. If you guys have the membership already, then perfect. You guys have access to over 40 different documents that I created. You guys have access to all the videos without all the ads and all the good stuff. You have all of my blogs really right there. If you guys have special links that you need to click, you can just click all the special links there. But I know this is going to help you make sure that your credit is all the way together. I'm talking 800s, y'all. That's what we need. If you guys don't have the membership, go ahead and get it. It's only $1 for the first 7 days and then $9.99 per month. Like, it's very, very cheap. Now, in this episode, we're going to talk about debt negotiation and settlement, okay? And what's the difference? So we need to talk about what is debt negotiation and what's settlement. So let's go right on into it. If you guys have the membership, go ahead and download this quick one-page guide that I created for you guys so that you guys can learn the difference. And if you guys don't have a membership, again, look in the comments in the description and get the guide, okay? And get all the other things that's there. We have so much stuff that's there for you all. But we need to talk about the difference. So the definition, when we talk about debt negotiation and settlement. So debt negotiation, that's when you negotiate with your creditors to reduce your interest rate, your monthly payments, or your fees. And then with debt settlement, that's when you're actually selling the debt for the full amount. And often you're paying it through a lump sum. So if you're going to negotiate with a debt, probably you're negotiating because you still have that account right then and there. Maybe you want to change the monthly payment. Maybe you want to reduce the interest. A lot of times with negotiation, you still have this account open. That settlement, you selling it out because it's closed. You just want to take care of it. A lot of times it's like usually with like collections, sometimes with charge-offs. That's what you think about with that settlement. So if you have the account open, usually a lot of times I think about negotiation. Settlement is when you just trying to get rid of it. You don't want to talk about this debt no more. You don't even want to see that debt no more, okay? Impact on your credit. So you might have like a minor impact. And that's especially if you continue to make your payments on time. So if you continue to make your payments on time, you shouldn't see any problems. If you're not paying your payments on time, or sometimes you do certain negotiations, they may report you as late, and that's going to be something that's huge. You want to make sure that they're not going to report you late. So with this, as long as you pay it on time or you talk to them, you should see that your credit is starting to get better. Now, usually with the debt settlement, usually you already start making payments before the settlement, so it's not going to be anything different. Whatever happened already happened. It already hit your credit. The amount paid. So usually with debt negotiation, we talking about the full balance owed, but you may have reduced interest, fees, or monthly payments. Again, that's really the biggest thing with the amount that you're going to pay. Now, usually with debt settlements, you're trying to pay 40 to 60% on the original debt. So if you owe $1,000, you're really trying to pay $400 to $600. You're not trying to pay the full $1,000. Now, if you're doing the debt negotiation, you still owe that $1,000, but you're saying, hey, give me a lower interest rate, take some of the fees off. You're doing things like that. Now, the duration of this is going to be an ongoing debt until it's paid off or you negotiate some new terms. Now, usually with the debt settlement, it could take months or maybe years, depending on how much you save for the lump sum settlement. Maybe you just pay it all right away and that's it. It's you finna call them right now, you finna pay it. It's not that much. It's $300. You finna pay it right now. It's the end. I don't want to see this no more. That's the duration. Like, that's it. It's going to just last right now during this phone call. Now, the legal consequences. Now, usually the legal consequences is creditors are less likely to pursue legal action when you're already doing something with that negotiation. But I have seen, even with doing negotiation, that they may sue you, and creditors may take legal action while waiting for a settlement to be reached too. That's another thing. They may go ahead and take legal action, and I have seen that too. When it comes down to the fees, generally there's no fees unless you're working with a third party negotiator. Then they'll charge you fees. Debt settlement companies sometimes can charge 15 to 25% of the debt settlement amount as a fee. Okay, so that's the difference in both of them. Now, what's the pros? Now, the pros is with debt negotiation, when you still have this debt, a lot of time it's less damage to your credit score. It may lower your monthly payments, and it helps you avoid legal consequences because you're talking to them, y'all negotiating. They know you trying to give them some money. With debt settlement, sometimes you just pop up on them and say, hey, I want, you just pop up and say, hey, I want to just pay this. You randomly come in, you didn't even have any type of negotiation. So with this one, it's going to this one is going to actually really reduce the total amount of your debt, because again, you're paying 40 to 60%, and you may be able to resolve it faster too, because you already say, hey, I'm going to pay 40% of it. I'm going to pay 60%. Okay, pay it. That's good. Like, you don't have to go back and forth about interest rates or fees or none of that. Hey, I'm going to just pay 60%. We good on that? Okay, y'all good? We good? Okay, let me pay it. Now, the cons, you're still responsible for the full debt when you're doing debt negotiation. We're talking about the interest and the fees may not be completely removed. Now, when it come down to the settlement, you already did damage your credit by this time. You may continue to get collection calls if you don't settle it out all the way, and it may lead to tax implications too on a forgiven debt. So keep these things in mind. Now, when it come down to that settlement, if you go ahead and sell it out, maybe you can ask them to remove this account from your credit report. That way your credit is actually better. Now, the debt negotiation is better for people who want to avoid a default, or maybe you want to maintain a good credit health. You don't really necessarily want to mess up your credit. You want to maintain these different things. This can be great for you, and this can be good for those who who wants to afford making their payments, because they want to lower the interest rate. Lowering the interest rate can actually lower their payment. Maybe they want to change the payment amount they're paying every month. So debt negotiation may be best for you, especially if that account is already open. And then individual who cannot pay the full amount, or who are willing to accept credit damage, because basically it's what you want to be doing is you want to be accepting it, because you got to get to this part. Sometimes people are like, I'm wait till they charge it off, then I'm gonna sell it. Okay, your credit gonna be ruined. Got all these late payments, and then maybe you want to sell it to a collection company. Your credit is so ruined at that point. Then If you're willing to take that risk, maybe you're going to do the settlement and just settle it out all the way and ask them to remove it from your credit reports. Now, remember, it can be different for everybody. Everybody going to want to do different things, but there is a few key takeaways. Debt negotiation is for those people that have an account. So if you have an account like right now with them, if you want to basically settle out this debt negotiation may be the best for you. That's, you just want to settle it out. You just want to probably change the monthly payments. You want to be able to manage it. Just think about the people that's thinking like, oh, you know what, I want to pay my credit card, but $50 a month is just too much. Can I go down to 30? Like, you want to change it. All this interest rate is killing me. Can I get a better interest rate where I'm not gonna be able to pay it? Try to see if you can do some negotiation, and also debt settlement. If you have some debts on your credit report, maybe you want to think about just settling it. I know I settled before with Portfolio Recovery, and when I settled with them, it was really a good thing because my credit score went up right away. I didn't have time to be fighting with them, honestly, and I need to know fully how that process is going to work with them. So I did it too as a tester in a way. So now I know based off of experience. Once you settle a debt with like Portfolio Recovery and some of these companies out there, they automatically delete it from your credit report. Ain't no negotiation on settlement. Once you pay whatever y'all agreed upon, they're going to delete it from your credit report. But make sure you guys get this guide so you can continue to go over it and you can figure out what's best for you. Maybe you're going to forget these different things. Maybe you need to keep it in your household for your kids, because a lot of the stuff I am putting aside of our teen, we're going to do one just for teens. Some of the stuff I am putting aside the teen membership, but I'm switching a few things up to make it where they can understand it because it's more of a teen language. And I'm having my daughter actually help me with this too, so she can make it where the teens can actually comprehend these different topics. But hopefully this is very helpful to you guys. Make sure you guys leave me a comment. Let me know what things were I missing. What was some of your best episodes so I can create some documents for it, because I'm willing to create these documents for you guys. And also, if you don't have a membership, get it. It's $1 for the first 7 days, and then after that, just $9.99 per month. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to episode 30 of the best episodes of Credit 101. The original Credit 101 episode was actually episode 159. So if you guys want to see the original, definitely go to episode 159. But I created a guide about how to get a mortgage after bankruptcy. So if you guys already have my membership, then you can go ahead and download that guide below. If you do not have the membership, then go ahead and get the membership. It's literally $1 for a 7-day trial, like literally. And it's, at the time of recording, $9.99 a month. So get in while y'all can, because I already know that this course is very, very, very cheap. But I wanted to have something out there that's going to help you all. I want to make sure that I'm giving back to our community because we just don't have it. And I'm a worksheet kind of person. Like, let me fill something out. Let me circle, highlight it. Tell me the steps in this type of format. This is what I need. So I created it for all you all. So let's go over what you guys need to do after you guys had a bankruptcy so you guys can get another mortgage. So after you guys have a mortgage, after you guys have a bankruptcy, you can definitely get a mortgage. But the thing is, the bankruptcy does not mean that it's the end of your home ownership. It just means that you have to do some more strategic planning. You have to build your credit up again. You have to qualify for a mortgage again, basically. So this guy outlines the different timelines, the tips, and the action plans that's going to help you prepare for the home ownership after bankruptcy. So if you guys had a bankruptcy, calm down, you guys. We got this, okay? We got this, because I'm here for y'all, okay? I'm here for y'all for sure. And we're just going to go over these steps. It's not over for y'all. We just got to figure out when. If not now, then when. So step number 1, you have to understand your waiting period. So after you file for bankruptcy, most lenders require a waiting period before you can apply for a mortgage again. So the waiting period depends on the type of bankruptcy that you filed, and also the type of mortgage that you're seeking. So if you want to get a conventional loan after Chapter 7, you have to wait 4 years after your discharge. And then Chapter 13, then you have to just wait 2 years after the discharge date. If it's FHA loan, you have to wait 2 years for Chapter 7, and then 1 year of online you have to have 1 year of on-time payments, plus you have to get court approval. For VA and also USDA, Those are also for the chapter 13. You have to have that 1 year of on-time payments during the time you had your plan, plus the court approval. So you just really need to wait that 1 year, have your 1 year of payments. Now for VA, you need 2 years if it's chapter 7, and then USDA is 3 years. So that's the waiting period. Figure out what bankruptcy you filed. Maybe you did chapter 7, and then you figure out what kind of loan you're gonna get. So you already know, with FHA you can get that in 2 years. If you want to get conventional, you gotta wait 4 years. You want USDA, that's 3 years. It's as simple as that. If you're doing chapter 13, you can do stuff a lot faster, because you're actually paying off those debts. Everything wasn't just discharged. Okay, so action step number 2, you got to start rebuilding your credit. So you got to review your credit reports to see exactly where your credit score is at. If you have anything on your credit report, I know I have this stuff here, like his report is discharge, including bankruptcy, but anything that's negative that was including bankruptcy, you probably want to get those things removed and have new items added. It's not totally necessary, but certain accounts, if you want to have good credit going forward, you have to start working to remove certain accounts. Now, if you want to just have them on there, just make sure that they say discharge or including bankruptcy and they have a zero balance. So start using your credit wisely. You need to start off with secure credit cards or like credit builder loans. I have on my website, Rickita.com, those list of credit cards you can start with that secure. Just start using your credit wisely and just start having on-time payment history. You need to build up some new accounts at this point, and you need to keep your utilization below 30%. Okay, you need to keep your utilization below 30%. Have all your credit cards on auto pay so you can pay everything on time. You guys pay all your bills on time, your credit cards, your loans, your rent, your utilities, everything on time every month. Set up auto pay if you can. So you need to establish a consistent on time payment history, because a lot of times they're going to want to see your rent history if you've been paying on time for all those different things. So you don't want to mess up on that, and then he asks for it, and then it's, you are doing right by that. So keep all your old accounts open. If they were in good standing, keep them open, because you want to keep your accounts open if they was in good standing. You want them to continue to report, because the length is 15% of your credit score, and then monitor your credit score constantly. So keep monitoring your credit score. You can do that on Credit Karma, or you can do it also use aura.com/Rickita. They can give your credit score also for free, or Identity IQ. I have that link down below also. But just monitor your credit score to know where your credit score is at. Now, you need to start saving for your down payment. Depending on what type of loan you want to get is also going to depend on how much you have to actually, what type of loan, how much you have to actually put down. VA loans, USDA is no money. FHA 3.5%. Conventional, we talking 3 to 20%. So create a saving plan, create a budget to start saving for these different things. Make sure you reduce your debt and manage your budget. Budget. So you have to think about your debt to income, your DTI ratios. You want to have that below 43%. So you need to free up some of your monthly income, so that you guys can be able to get approved for the house that you want. If you have too much debt, they're gonna say, "Oh, we can approve you, but instead of you getting a $400,000 loan or a $500,000 loan, we're gonna give you $200,000 because of your debt. That's all we can give you. You're not going to be able to get the loan that you want." So start prepping for the mortgage application. You need to have these different things, your tax returns, your pay stubs, your tax return for the last 2 years, your pay stubs for the last 30 to 60 days, your base statements for the last 2 to 3 months, W-2s or 1099s for the last 2 years, your list of assets, whether you have savings, investments, or properties, and your list of debts such as credit cards and loans. You need to have all this information. Now, make sure you guys are checking your credit score. Usually for an FHA loan, they're going to want you to have a 580 credit score. For conventional, you're going to need a 320. Okay, and I always say go to a mortgage broker, because they can give you multiple quotes. Basically, they can shop your credit report around in a way, that same credit report, to multiple different banks and lenders. So I love a mortgage lender. So know the different mortgage programs out there. Usually if you go with a mortgage broker, they'll be able to break some of this stuff down for you too. The FHA loan is most common for a lot of people in our community, if I can just be honest, because it's the low down payment and it's easier credit requirements. VA loans is no down payment and then no PMI for veterans. That's the mortgage insurance. USDA, no down payment in the rural or the suburban home buyers. There's no down payment at all for the USDA, and then conventional. It's lower mortgage insurance or none if you paid it down 20%. So the timeline is this basically. So immediately after you file bankruptcy, make sure you review your credit reports, open your secured credit cards right away. I mean, right away after that bankruptcy discharge, right away, and then start saving for that down payment. And then 6 to 12 months during that time, you need to continue making your payments on time, monitor your credit score for improvement, and focus on reducing your debt to income ratio. Years 1 through 2 after bankruptcy, this can be time where you can get your pre-approval. If you guys did chapter 13 and you're thinking about getting an FHA or VA loan, and you need to start building up your savings during this time too for larger down payment. And then 2+ years after that, you can actually apply for the mortgage. And hopefully you'll be able to get approved. And then you need to continue to manage your budget to avoid future financial setbacks. Understand that you guys need to stay patient. Building your credit can take time. Stay informed, so keep looking at your credit report. And then work with different experts too. Like, you're trying to get a mortgage loan, start talking to the mortgage broker right away and ask them, hey, what you gonna need me to do? Okay, I'll talk to you in 2 years. Let me get all these stuff. Let me make sure I have this on track. So when it's time for you to go and do it, you can actually do it. Okay. Just think ahead. If you can't do it now, then it's like, when can I do it? And then you go and apply then. But if you don't have the membership, definitely get the membership. It's $1 trial for 7 days. If you had a membership, download this guide and keep track of everything. You know everything that you need to do now, so it's time to just do it. There's no reason why, if you want to get a mortgage after bankruptcy, why you don't get it, especially now that you know exactly what you need to do. If you have any questions and you're inside the course, go ahead and add a comment. I'll personally respond. Also send you a video if I think that you need to have a video for what you asked me. And also leave a comment on YouTube wherever you're watching it if you don't have the course. But get the course. It's just too cheap for you not to have it.